Hello, everyone. Welcome in. As a emotional authority 4/6 projector in human design, I'm noticing still a bit of confusion in the field of what it actually means to wait for an invitation. So I thought it would be fun to touch this topic from a different angle. So for years, I've been making content on instead of waiting for the invitation, become the invitation, which has helped so many projectors and other human design teachers have even taken this on and started teaching, don't wait for the invitation, become the invitation. However, I believe that there is another layer of this that needs to come through. And so I'm expanding the conversation now. I want you to drop, if this bothers you or you have trouble with the word invitation, which I believe it's kind of a shadow of women forgetting how to receive, that we don't understand even the word invitation trips so many people up. So now we're going to touch this topic with the concept of energetic consent. So what we're doing is we're looking for energetic consent. So we were told by Ra, wait for the invitation. I evolved the conversation to become the invitation, have space for the invitation, embody the invitation. And now I'm actually adding another layer of actually, if this bothers you, if it's a weird word for you, if you can't tap into what invitation means, drop that word altogether and attune to energetic consent. This should come very natural to projectors. And why this is going to come natural to projectors, I think we can all embody this, projector or not, in our lives, but why it will come easy is because we penetrate people's auras, right? Like we have the ability to psychically attune to other people's auras. And so if you just add a little bit of self-awareness and other awareness, you'll start seeing if the invitation is there or not. So when there is energetic consent, there is an invitation. So let me give you examples of what this looks like in my business. In my business, I have a YouTube channel. That's how I market my services, my products, my body of work, which means that anyone that clicks on my YouTube channel, like any of my videos, is giving me energetic consent to share my body of work with them. I don't DM people. I don't do cold outreach. I don't even run ads. I don't do any of that because I don't need to do any of that. I am doing something where it's just simply if you are clicking on my videos, you're giving me energetic consent to share my body of work. And then you can choose to click out if it doesn't resonate with you, right? So that is energetic consent. That doesn't mean some people think, well, someone has to invite me into the YouTube channel. No, God invited me. I had the desire in my heart, which is an invitation from the divine. It's energetic consent from God who placed the desire in my heart. I then took action, which is what we are supposed to do. And from there, people who are attuned to my work, they somehow find me, sometimes through family and friends, sometimes through colleagues, sometimes they just randomly find my YouTube channel in their feed. Sometimes they search for a certain keyword in the YouTube search bar and my video shows up. But either way, there is energetic consent. Now, this requires a lot of awareness, which a lot of people don't have. So you need to be able to cultivate that. I see it all the time where even in my community, I see it in the YouTube chats where someone's just sharing something with me and someone else will start coaching them. It's like, did you even ask for permission? Which even to me, that's even chasing because that person wasn't even talking to you, right? Like we need to be able to be energetically attuned, which a projector in their alignment would be anyways, right? Because we have psychic attunement and precision. And so just becoming aware. Now, here's something that I want to add to this. Complaining is not energetic consent. Sometimes people just complain as a sport. Some people are addicted to complaining, they're addicted to suffering, they are addicted to the emotions that come from complaining. That does not mean that they're exchanging consent with you. Sometimes, here's another layer of this. Even asking you for advice, asking you a question is not energetic consent sometimes. You need to be able to attune to that and notice that. Look at the subtle like shift in their body. You can penetrate that and see, is this actually an invitation? And let me also say this, just because someone's giving you energetic consent doesn't mean you have to accept it. Just like someone's inviting you, you can say no, thank you. Or you could say, give me time to think about this. You can ask for space where it doesn't make sense. Like if it doesn't make sense for you to just jump into it. And this also depends on your, your how you make your decisions. Because I'm an emotional projector. So my spleen is also defined. So what that looks like for me is if I'm totally attuned to the 99 realm, I'm connected, I can make decisions really fast. But if I'm even slightly dysregulated, then I need to ride the wave of emotions and I need to ask for time. And if you are not very good at this in the beginning, then the energetic consent needs to be a sacred exchange, meaning it could be a monetary exchange. It could be, I'll give you this in exchange for a testimonial. There needs to be some kind of an equal energetic exchange made to really make sure that you are receiving that energetic consent. I think looking at it from this perspective, now here's another thing. Sometimes people will pay you and still there is an energetic consent. Let me give you an example of this. I see this all the time, even in my own students. For example, I have students that are in Kainat with me in my close proximity celestial prosperity container, which I have some amazing announcements to make about that, about the new pathways that we're releasing. I have some clients in there that have given me full energetic consent to call them out on anything. Anytime I notice something, they're on the wrong timeline, they're misaligned, they want me to call them out and they are fully giving me energetic consent. And then there's other people that see me giving them full on. And so they say, tell me, yes, I'm giving you permission, but they're not open to receiving the actual truth. They want me to give them the version that will sound good to them. And I can attune to this. There is an energetic consent. Even though they've paid me money to be in that container, they're actually not, their body is not open to hearing the truth in that moment. So that is something that you need to moment realize that what is the state of the person in front of you and is there actual energetic consent? If they actually are ready to hear the truth of what they're asking you. So the next layer I want to add to this is as projectors, we are the masters of systems. So as a projector, what will work and align really well with you is to create a body of work, not a one-off course, not a one-off system, to create a timeless body of work. I actually believe that every single spiritual educated woman following me, regardless if you are a projector or not, you should be thinking of creating a timeless body of work that blesses generations to come versus just selling one-off things. And speaking of that, I will be going live on my Million Dollar Babes channel right after this live stream to talk about that because that is the next layer that we're moving into in Kainat is we are now going into a space of a temple of prosperity and school of mysticism where we'll be helping you create a timeless body of work that comes from your own soul blueprint that you've been given instead of shadow careers, instead of playing small in things that barely touch the surface of what you're meant to do here on this planet. And so the new pathways for 2026 will be revealed soon, but there's going to be a lot of work in the divine laws and creating a timeless body of work. That's the direction that we're moving Gynoth into in 2026, which will not only change your life, but change the lives of the people that you're impacting. A lot of you have been practicing with your careers. You've been practicing with your, little businesses, with the little thing. And now it's time for us to move into thinking in terms of timeless bodies of work. And that's something that I think everyone should do, but projectors, you must. You must. As a projector, we don't do well with low ticket. We need to charge mid to high ticket. Now, what mid to high ticket means for you, depending on your current, capacity for prosperity, might be different. But just based on psychology of pricing, 45% of buyers reside in the $4,000 to $5,000 range, which to some would be considered high ticket. I would consider that mid ticket. But depending on where you are in your level of prosperity, I would be in that range as a projector, because what you can do for someone in one session, in one call, in one transmission would take them years to figure out. And so we're charging based on value and speed of delivery, not in, Newtonian time, but in Einstein time, in quantum time. And so the only way that I even advise my projector clients to have low ticket is when we're using them as an attraction event, which means that pricing is just a sacred exchange to invite into larger bodies of work, which means that you're not actually selling that thing. There's something else bigger that you're selling at the end of that. Yes, you're delivering value with that, but it's a sacred funnel. Otherwise, projectors do not do well with low ticket. It creates bitterness. It creates an energetic rape energy, which I would not advise. People will take advantage of you if that's the energetic exchange that you're willing to make. And you are telling stories even about that. Especially with the energies that are coming in now in December and moving into 2026. I highly advise that we move into knowing who we are, what our body of work is, and aligning to sacred exchange pricing really quickly. Because that will serve you. You've learned your lessons. There's no more lessons to keep playing in the same soul loop, to keep doing the same patterns. Extract the lessons, embody them, and move forward into a new timeline. And as my father would say, he would say, when you go into new timeline, act as if the old timeline never existed. Forget the names of the people on the old timelines. Forget the patterns. Never mention those stories. Never even think about the things that were happening in the old timeline. There is only the new timeline. That is the only thing and the only reality that exists. And this will naturally adjust the reality of the new timeline into your life. That was the only thing that existed. You have no running memory of anything other than that. And so this is where we're moving as we get even closer and closer to 2027. And it's really time to wake up and embody and take the place of what you're here to do. So you can do a test. What is it? Candle. I'm gonna drop actually his reading. My son, I don't do readings anymore. I stopped doing them like 5 years ago, but I have trained my son 5 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe almost four now. And he is a very intuitive psychic human design reader. He'll give you not only your human, this timeline's design, he'll give you your higher self quantum design as well. So my actual design here is Projector 4/6, but my higher self is Manny Gen. So he'll give you if you ask for both of them. And so I put his link in the description box for you to book a call with him. I have to drop the thoughts of the old timeline to embrace my new timeline. Yes, and this is what keeps a lot of people stuck because they keep pulling up the registry of the old timeline and the old people and the old things I did and the da 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 da, right? This is one of the biggest lessons I learned from my dad. When I would move into a new timeline and I would mention something, he would say, "Shh, that never happened. You never met that person. They were never in your life." And I would be like, "Okay, Dad." He's like, you're here now. And so that's the energy that you need to embody. Ella said, when you go into the new timeline, forget the old one ever existed. Soul shift unlocked right there. This is a key. It's a key. These are major gems being dropped. I'm taking copious notes. Amazing. Amazing. Yes. Damn, mind blown. That's so freeing. I think many of us get stuck in the old timeline. There's an addiction to old timelines and old patterns. We want to tell those stories. We want everyone to know that we went through that. We want everyone. What if it never existed? What if it never even happened? What if this is the timeline that you're in now? What if your entire timeline has been restitched, recoded, elevated, up leveled? Yes. So whatever it is that you need to shed 2026 or 2025 moving all the way to February, the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the snake. We're doing a lot of shedding. Shed the old timeline. They do not exist. That's how you shed them. They never happened. And in with the Chinese New Year, we're going to be moving into the year of the horse, which means that if you did what you were supposed to do in the shedding, you're going to be in massive momentum and speed moving into the new year. And so this is that time now. In Addicted to Abundance, by the way, 42 days left for my in-person event, our 8th annual. And we're going to be doing these collective group massive recoding exercises together. This is a very experiential 3 days that I've put together. So this is not just going to be Irfan and I talking at you. We can do that on YouTube. We can do that on Zoom. It's going to be a highly, highly experiential process that we will be taking you through those 3 days for those of you guys that are coming. Everything just goes so much faster and beautiful when I focus on evolving and forgetting about the old. Yes, yes. And so we're taking our rightful place as guides, as sages, as oracles, as teachers and mentors and coaches. And we are now moving into the timeline of creating a timeless, prosperous body of work that transcends our own life, our own incarnation, and blesses our descendants. And if we choose to come back into the same lineage, then the money part is already taken care of, isn't it? We get to be our own trust fund babies. So play your cards right now on this new timeline. Set yourself up so your soul keeps progressing. Take care of the money thing in this carnation. Go ahead and take care of it, set it up, and then you can keep incarnating if you choose to in the same lineage that you have now transformed. And then there's always money available, and you just progress your body of work without having to figure out the prosperity path. I can feel the excitement already. Amazing, Valentina. Amazing, amazing. I cannot wait to reveal to you the new pathways. And for those of you guys that don't know, so in our group mentorship container, it's called Kainat, which means everything, everywhere, all at once. Everything in existence that was, that is, that will be, is the infinite timeline. We It are now moving into adding new pathways. So the pathways we added in 2025 are the play pathway, the prosperity pathway, which is business strategy, and then we added polarity, which is relationships. Well, moving into 2026, we're turning the pathways into this mystical school experience with divine laws of prosperity. And we're going to be doing these deep trainings that you can take and not only enhance your own life experience in a deeply like mystical experience, but also create your own bodies of work. So we're going to be teaching channeling, psychic work, oracle work, how to really create something that's timeless, that serves your descendants, not just a one-off course, not just this one thing that you created, but this entire golden thread of a body of work that your lineage will now be known for. You want to come and create something where people say, I studied with so and so, right? Like in Kainat, you say, I studied with Mina Irfan. Well, that's the body of work I want you to create, that you're the one that's remembered, oh, I studied with so and so. So just like they say, I studied with Tony Robbins, I studied with, whoever your mentors are, I studied with Mina Irfan. That's the body of work that I want you to create that's timeless. It's not a trend, it's not a hype, it's not a one and done. You are not a one-hit pony. You are creating something that is so soul deep that it's timeless. Yes, I'm not coming back down here. Yes, love this. Amazing. I have family stuck in old timelines and attempt to project on me, but I'm not available for it. You'll know when you're not available for it when two things happen. Either they fall away or they upgrade and act like they were always there with you. I am the queen of creating that scenario. They act like they were always on that timeline with me. They lose their memory of the old timeline. And that's actually the field of a true mystic, right? That you have receipts, you have proof, like your life has transcended from your own work. And that is actually the field that calls in your people, the people that you have been assigned to as a projector. Affirming that it never happened. Yes, thank you for this message. Amazing, amazing. Armand, my son, says that, Mom, one of the biggest things you've been blessed with is a bad memory. And I agree with him. I agree with him. I only remember my future. I can see your future. There's no point in remembering your past. There is no past and future in the quantum, in the 99 realm, anyways. So let's just think about the timeline we're headed towards or in right now. What's the point of remembering timelines that we have collapsed already? Otherwise, we keep opening them back up. Our observer effect kicks in when we keep talking about the old timelines. They never happened. Yeah. Anything else coming up for my beautiful projectors? And by the way, our 3-day in-person experience in Houston, Texas, Addicted to Abundance, it's designed for everyone, but it's projector and manifestor safe. And what I mean by that is I've been to a lot of in-person events that haven't considered projector or manifesting like consciousness, and they can be quite overwhelming for all of our, even for, oh my God, I can't even imagine a reflector there, but open centers. And so this is going to be an experience. There's gonna be a lot of fun, and there's also spaciousness so that you are not overwhelmed with your centers. My husband does that. He would complain. Now he says, I've always been addicted to abundance. That's because of you, Christian. That's because of your field. Because when you embody it so strongly, they must lose that memory to be in the timeline with you. And I love that. I hear that from a lot of my clients. They say, oh my God, he's saying he's always been this way. Yes, good. Now you've recoded the timeline. That's the way to do it. It's the only way to do it. So I hope this message finds you well. And I want to just announce again that we have a free gift for you guys. It's my 12 spiritual essences. It's a 2 hour masterclass in the different frequencies of your soul that you can then use in your branding and to create your sacred body of work. The next call, that call is actually the first call from Overflow, which I'm gifting you for free. It's in the description box. But if you want to be in the full class, Overflow is still $222. And I also want you guys to know that I'm moving completely away from low ticket. And so you are not going to find classes at these kind of prices in my body of work anymore. In fact, I'm going to be sunsetting a lot of other ones that are lower price. So if you want to grab them now would be a great time to grab them. Yeah. All right, lovies, I'm going to end this live stream here. And then in about 5 minutes, I will see you on the Million Dollar Babes channel. For those of you guys that are mystics, channelers, psychics, spiritual teachers, mentors, coaches, we're going to be talking about creating a sacred body of work. All right, I'll see you there in about 5 minutes. Bye, everyone.